Welcome to part 3 of our series, where we complete our journey through the most dangerous diseases that every child should be vaccinated against. In this final episode, we'll explore 5 more threats that no parent should overlook. Pneumococcal diseases caused by Pneumococcus bacteria, leading to serious illnesses like pneumonia, meningitis, and bloodstream infections. Rotavirus, the leading cause of severe diarrhea and dehydration in infants and young children worldwide. Mumps, a contagious viral infection that can lead to complications such as hearing loss or infertility. Chickenpox, Varicella, often seen as mild, but it can lead to dangerous skin, lung, or brain infections in some children. Diphtheria, a bacterial infection that can block airways and damage the heart, still a threat where vaccination rates are low. By understanding these diseases and how vaccines can prevent them, you'll gain the knowledge to help keep your children safe, healthy, and ready to thrive.
10.
Diseases caused by pneumococcus. Pneumococcus, scientifically known as Streptococcus pneumoniae, is a microscopic bacterium, but its impact is devastating. This single pathogen is responsible for a range of life-threatening illnesses, including pneumonia, meningitis, sepsis, and ear infections. Every year, pneumococcal diseases claim the lives of over 300,000 children under the age of 5 worldwide, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. The danger of pneumococcus lies in how quietly it can invade. It often begins in the nose or throat, spreading silently among healthy carriers. But when the bacteria break past the body's defenses, the consequences can be severe. Pneumococcal pneumonia is one of the leading causes of death in children, and meningitis caused by pneumococcus can lead to permanent brain damage, hearing loss, or death. Young children, the elderly, and people with weakened immune systems are the most vulnerable. In developing countries, where access to healthcare and antibiotics is limited, pneumococcal infections are particularly deadly. Even in high-income nations, outbreaks still occur, and antibiotic resistance has made treatment increasingly difficult. The symptoms of pneumococcal disease vary, depending on the infection. Pneumonia may present with fever, chills, chest pain, and difficulty breathing. Meningitis can trigger stiff neck, severe headache, confusion, or seizures. For children, even mild symptoms can escalate rapidly, turning what appears to be a common cold into a medical emergency within hours. Vaccination is the strongest shield against this silent killer. The PCV, pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, is recommended for all infants, typically starting at 6 weeks of age, and given in a series of doses. This vaccine protects against the most dangerous strains of the bacteria and has dramatically reduced cases in countries where it's widely used. For example, after the introduction of the PCV vaccine in the United States in 2000, cases of invasive pneumococcal disease in children under 5 dropped by more than 80%. Hospitalizations and deaths also saw significant declines. This not only protects vaccinated individuals, but also creates herd immunity, reducing the spread of the bacteria to those who are most at risk, like newborns and the elderly. Despite this progress, pneumococcal disease remains a serious global threat, especially in areas with low vaccine coverage. The bacteria's ability to develop resistance to antibiotics makes prevention through vaccination even more critical. Parents and caregivers must understand that pneumococcus is not just another childhood illness. It is a stealthy, opportunistic killer that can turn a simple infection into a life-or-death situation. By ensuring timely vaccination, we can stop pneumococcus from claiming more young lives and create a safer, healthier future for children everywhere. 11. Diseases caused by rotavirus, the leading cause of severe diarrhea in children. Rotavirus may be invisible to the naked eye, but its impact on children around the world is enormous. This highly contagious virus is the leading cause of severe diarrhea and dehydration in children under 5, responsible for an estimated 200,000 deaths every year, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. Rotavirus spreads easily through contaminated hands, surfaces, food, or water. Once it enters a child's body, it attacks the lining of the intestines, triggering sudden and severe symptoms, profuse watery diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and stomach pain. For babies and toddlers, These symptoms can lead to rapid dehydration, a medical emergency that requires immediate attention. Before vaccines were introduced, nearly every child in the world was infected with rotavirus by the age of 5. In many countries, hospitals were overwhelmed during seasonal outbreaks. Parents often faced heartbreaking decisions as they watched their children grow weak from severe fluid loss, sometimes within just 24 to 48 hours of the first symptoms. Even today, rotavirus continues to circulate globally, especially in areas with limited access to clean water, sanitation, and healthcare. While oral rehydration solutions can help manage dehydration, there is no specific cure for the virus itself. The only truly effective protection is prevention through vaccination. The rotavirus vaccine, introduced in many countries over the past 2 decades, has been a game changer. In countries where the vaccine is part of the national immunization schedule, hospitalizations due to severe rotavirus infections have dropped by up to 85%. For example, in Mexico, child deaths from diarrhea plummeted after the vaccine became widely available. The vaccine is usually given in 2 or 3 doses, starting as early as 6 weeks of age, depending on the brand used. It's an oral vaccine, meaning it's swallowed rather than injected, a simple but life-saving step in protecting children. Parents should also be aware of the importance of early symptom recognition. Signs like a dry mouth, sunken eyes, or unusually low urination can indicate dehydration and should prompt urgent medical care. Quick treatment combined with prior vaccination dramatically reduces the risk of severe illness or death. Rotavirus might seem like just another stomach bug, but its consequences can be devastating without protection. By ensuring children receive their full course of the rotavirus vaccine, parents can shield them from one of the world's most common and dangerous childhood infections, helping them grow up healthier and safer.
12.
Mumps.
My
Mumps
son
may
with
sound
mumps.
like
I
a
hope they go
harmless
away
childhood
soon.
illness, but this contagious viral infection can have serious and lasting consequences if left unchecked. Before vaccines became widely available, hundreds of thousands of cases were reported every year, causing widespread outbreaks in schools and communities. Mumps spreads through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or even talks, making it extremely easy to transmit, especially in crowded places. After an incubation period of about 16 to 18 days, the illness typically announces itself with fever, fatigue, muscle aches, and loss of appetite. Then comes the telltale sign: painful swelling of the salivary glands, usually on one or both sides of the jaw, giving patients the classic chipmunk cheeks appearance. While most children recover within a week or 2, mumps isn't always mild. In some cases, the virus can lead to serious complications. For boys, it can cause orchitis, painful inflammation of the testicles, which, in rare instances, may result in infertility. For girls, it can cause oophoritis, inflammation of the ovaries, or mastitis, inflammation of breast tissue. Mumps can also lead to viral meningitis, encephalitis, or even permanent hearing loss. Globally, mumps continues to affect communities where vaccination coverage is low. According to the World Health Organization, the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, has reduced mumps cases by over 99% in countries with high immunization rates. Yet, outbreaks still occur, often in settings like college dormitories, camps, or military barracks, where close contact facilitates the virus's rapid spread. The best protection is the MMR vaccine, typically given in 2 doses, the first between 12 to 15 months of age and the second between 4 to 6 years. These 2 doses provide about 88% protection against the virus, greatly reducing the risk of infection and, if infection occurs, often making symptoms much milder. For those infected, there's no specific antiviral treatment. Care focuses on relieving symptoms, rest, hydration, and pain management. Avoiding contact with others during the contagious period, about 5 days after swelling begins, is also critical to prevent further spread. Mumps serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly a virus can disrupt lives and communities. But it's also a success story in public health. Thanks to vaccines, what was once a common and painful childhood illness has become rare in many parts of the world. By staying up to date with recommended vaccines, parents can ensure their children are protected, not just from mumps but from the serious complications that can accompany it. Prevention is simple, safe, and effective, a small step that makes a world of difference. 13. Chickenpox, varicella. Chickenpox might seem like a rite of passage from childhood, a few itchy red spots, some mild fever, and then it's over. But beneath its seemingly harmless surface, varicella can be far more dangerous than many people realize. Before the introduction of the varicella vaccine in the mid-1990s, the United States alone recorded about 4 million cases annually, leading to 10,000 hospitalizations and 100 to 150 deaths each year, most of them in otherwise healthy children. This highly contagious virus spreads through respiratory droplets or direct contact with a fluid from chickenpox blisters. Just being in the same room with an infected person is often enough for the virus to jump to someone who isn't immune. After an incubation period of 10 to 21 days, symptoms begin with fever, fatigue, and loss of appetite, followed by the hallmark itchy, blister-like rash that can cover the entire body, including the scalp, mouth, and even the eyelids. While most healthy children recover without major complications, chickenpox can sometimes take a severe turn. It can cause bacterial skin infections, pneumonia, encephalitis, brain inflammation, or even sepsis in rare but life-threatening cases. For infants, pregnant women, and people with weakened immune systems, the risks are even higher. The virus also has a hidden second act. Once you've had chickenpox, the virus doesn't leave your body. Instead, it lies dormant in nerve tissues and can reactivate decades later as shingles, herpes zoster, a painful condition that affects millions of adults worldwide every year. Fortunately, vaccination has dramatically changed the landscape. The varicella vaccine, usually given in 2 doses, the first between 12 to 15 months and the second between 4 to 6 years, is about 90% effective at preventing chickenpox entirely. And in cases where vaccinated individuals do get infected, their symptoms are typically much milder, with fewer lesions and faster recovery. For those who contract chickenpox, care focuses on symptom relief, keeping nails short to reduce scratching and infection risk, using soothing lotions or antihistamines for the itch, and staying hydrated. Importantly, children should stay home from school or daycare until all blisters have crusted over to prevent spreading the virus. Thanks to widespread vaccination, hospitalizations and deaths from chickenpox have dropped by over 90% in countries with strong immunization programs. Yet, outbreaks still happen where vaccination coverage is low, reminding us that the virus hasn't disappeared, it's just waiting for an opportunity. Chickenpox is more than just an inconvenient childhood illness. It's a disease that, without prevention, can leave scars, both physical and emotional. The vaccine is a simple, safe, and powerful shield, turning a potentially dangerous infection into a preventable memory. 14. Diphtheria. Diphtheria is often called the silent strangler, and for good reason. This bacterial infection, caused by Corynebacterium diphtheriae, used to be one of the leading causes of death among children worldwide. Before vaccines were introduced, diphtheria killed tens of thousands of children every year. Even today, in areas with low immunization rates, the disease remains a lurking threat. Diphtheria spreads through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or even talks. It can also spread by touching contaminated objects or surfaces. After an incubation period of 2 to 5 days, early symptoms often resemble a simple sore throat or mild fever. But then, the danger escalates. The bacteria produce a powerful toxin that damages tissues in the throat and airways, forming a thick, grayish membrane that can block breathing, leading to choking or suffocation. In severe cases, the toxin spreads through the bloodstream, attacking the heart, kidneys, and nervous system. Without treatment, the disease can kill up to 50% of those infected. Even with proper medical care, the fatality rate remains around 10%. Globally, diphtheria cases have dropped by over 90% since the introduction of vaccines, but outbreaks still occur. The World Health Organization, WHO, reported over 16,000 cases worldwide in 2018, with most deaths occurring in countries where vaccine access and coverage are limited. The key to preventing this silent killer is the DTaP or TDAP vaccine, a combination shot that also protects against tetanus and pertussis, whooping cough. Children typically receive 5 doses of DTaP at 2, 4, 6, and 15 to 18 months, and again at 4 to 6 years. Adults should get a TDAP booster every 10 years to maintain protection, especially those in close contact with infants or in healthcare settings. When diphtheria does occur, treatment involves administering antitoxins to neutralize the bacterial toxin and a course of antibiotics to kill the bacteria. Patients are isolated to prevent the spread, and close contacts are monitored and given preventive antibiotics and vaccines if needed. The diphtheria story is a powerful reminder. Just because a disease is rare doesn't mean it's gone. The bacteria still circulate in some regions, and declining vaccination rates can open the door to new outbreaks, even in countries where diphtheria was once thought to be eliminated. Thanks to vaccines, what was once a deadly childhood disease is now largely preventable. But maintaining high vaccination coverage is critical. One missed shot can mean the difference between safety and tragedy, not just for one person, but for entire communities. As we close part 3 and this entire series, one truth becomes clear. Vaccines save lives. From pneumococcal diseases and rotavirus to mumps, chickenpox, and diphtheria, these illnesses have taken millions of young lives in the past. But today, with timely vaccination, they can be prevented, and countless futures can be protected. Being informed is the first step, but action is what truly makes the difference. Check your child's vaccination schedule, talk with your healthcare provider, and make sure no dose is missed. By doing so, you're not only protecting your child, but also helping to build a healthier, safer community for everyone. This 3-part series has been about more than just information, it's about empowerment. Because every parent, every guardian, deserves to know how to keep their children safe. Thank you for joining us through this journey. If these videos have helped you, please like, share, and subscribe, so together we can spread life-saving knowledge even further. Vaccines are a gift of science, a shield of love, and a promise of a brighter, healthier future. Let's keep that promise, one child, one family, one community at a time.